49ers versus Eagles pregame show. If you guys are new channel, subscribe, like the video, and let's go around and celebrate during this playoff game. Let's start off with the key players for the Philadelphia Eagles. Key player number 1 is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, this is going to be a type of game to see is Jalen Hurts really that superstar quarterback like he was last playoff run. Last playoff run, Jalen Hurts looked amazing in the playoffs and led his team to a Super Bowl win where he won Super Bowl MVP. This is going to be one of those games once again because I truly believe the 49ers will hold Saquon Barkley under 79.5 rushing yards. This is the game that's going to be all on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles offense to win the game. Second key player is Saquon Barkley. Like I just said, I think the Niners will be able to do a good job at containing Saquon Barkley. Obviously, not a lot of teams can stop Saquon Barkley, but I think the 49ers can contain Saquon Barkley to have under 79.5 rushing yards. Last key players is the defensive line. The Philadelphia Eagles whole team is healthy now. Only one player is not healthy on this whole Eagles team. So the Niners' disadvantage is health-wise, injury-wise, but this D-line is a big part of why the Eagles are in the playoffs and are the third seed in the playoffs right now. The Eagles' defensive line is amazing. Jalen Phillips got traded here from the Miami Dolphins. He's an amazing edge rusher. They have Jalen Carter, amazing run stopper, and pass rusher. Jordan Davis, amazing run stopper. They just have so much talent in that defensive line and linebacker room, which is not a key player, but that is something to watch. Their linebacker room is elite. Their defensive line is elite. Their cornerback room, you're going to hear me say this a lot in this video. Their cornerback room is fraud. Their cornerback room is not that good. The cornerback room is horrible. That is the weak spot of the Philadelphia defense is the cornerback spot. The key players for the San Francisco 49ers. Key player number 1 is Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is most likely going to need to have a phenomenal game for the 49ers to succeed in this game. Brock Purdy needs to get the ball out quick as, like I said, the Eagles, their D-line is very elite. He needs to make sure he does not turn the ball over more than one time and get the ball out quick. Key player number 2 is Christian McCaffrey. Just like the Eagles, the quarterback and running back duo is very important for the Niners. Also, Christian McCaffrey, if he gets going early in this game, the Niners will have a lot of success in this game. If the Niners get off to a good start, the Niners will have a lot of success in this game, and a lot of it comes from Christian McCaffrey and Brock Purdy. The last key player is going to be really the whole linebacker room, but keying in on Eric Kendricks. Eric Kendricks, who's been with the team for now about a month, he's been called up to the active roster 3 times now. That is why he is now officially on the 49ers 53-man roster. Eric Kendricks in the whole linebacker room, it needs to lock in on stopping the run on Saquon Barkley. This is a very beat-up linebacker room for the 49ers, so the Niners stopping the run is the number 1 thing. I will be happy if the Niners are able to stop the run and lose to Jalen Hurts on the ball. I will be very happy losing to Jalen Hurts. I will not be happy if the Niners get run all over just like they did last Saturday versus the Seattle Seahawks. Let's get into the keys to win for the 49ers plus some extra notes. Key number 1 to win this game is to run the ball early and often. Get Christian McCaffrey, get Brian Robinson in the game early. Get this run game going. This Eagles team has shown that they are not the best at stopping the run. They rank 22 in rushing yards allowed, which is the 11th worst in the NFL. To passing yards, they are 8th in the NFL, which is the 8th best in the NFL in passing yards allowed, but I am not a believer in that quarterback room. It is a very weak room other than Quinyon Mitchell. Other than Mitchell, this Eagles cornerback room is not that good. Second key is to get the ball out quick and test the Eagles secondary. Testing the Eagles secondary is a big thing. Just like I just said, other than Mitchell, this Eagles secondary is not that good, but the Niners, the big thing is to get the ball out quick. We've seen what the Seahawks D-line did to the 49ers O-line. The Niners O-line, if they do not have Trent Williams, who did not practice on Wednesday, which is not a good sign. If they do not have Trent Williams or Ricky Pearsall, this might be a very rough game offensively if the Niners do not get the ball out quick. Kyle Shanahan needs to be in his Duffy all game long. Kyle Shanahan needs to be in his Duffy all game long versus the Philadelphia Eagles. He needs to have a game like he did on Thursday night versus the LA Rams, where he was just in his Duffy all game, called a perfect game plan that led the 49ers to upsetting the LA Rams. He needs to have one of those games once again. Last key to win is to stop Saquon Barkley and stop Jalen Hurts from running the ball. That is the last key. Like I said, the special number, in my opinion, for Saquon Barkley is keeping him under 80 rushing yards. If the Niners keep Saquon Barkley under 80 rushing yards, the Niners will cruise to a victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Some extra notes for this game. The Eagles, like I said, they are one of the teams that struggle at stopping the run, so Christian McCaffrey is going to be a big factor in this game. I see Christian McCaffrey getting over 56.5 rushing yards. This could also be a big thing if Trent Williams plays or not. I think without Trent Williams, he will still have over 56.5 rushing yards, but with Trent Williams, he could have close to a 100 rushing yards game versus the Eagles if Trent Williams play. I could also see him having over 109.5 receiving and rushing yards versus the Eagles. The Eagles just struggle versus good running backs, and Christian McCaffrey, he is a star running back. Something the Eagles are good at, though, is red zone offense. The Eagles has the best red zone offense in the NFL, and their red zone defense, they have a top 10 red zone defense. Jalen Hurts loves to throw the flat route to Dallas Goedert. I see Dallas Goedert having a very good game versus the 49ers. I see him getting over 39.5 receiving yards. A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown is more of the slant guy. Devontae Smith is the down the field deep threat for this Eagles offense. I see Devontae Smith over 21.5 on his longest receptions. That is something I see for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Niners will be able to stop the Eagles run game and force Jalen Hurts to pass the ball. I think Jalen Hurts will get over 199.5 passing yards. I think he'll have over 200 passing yards for the 49ers. The Eagles are a run-first offense, so that is going to be something to watch. It is kind of a two-man running back system with Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby. Bigsby is more of the power back. On the 49ers side, Brock Purdy is going to have a good game. I see Brock Purdy having a great game versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Over 228.5 passing yards is what I see Brock Purdy getting, and over 18.5 rushing yards. Brock Purdy has been using his legs way more recently in his games, so I see Brock Purdy getting both his passing yards and his rushing yards prop on underdog. So those are the two things I see for the 49ers offense getting. I think it'll be a good offensive game for the 49ers. Obviously, a lot of injuries on defense and offense. Trent Williams did not practice Wednesday. Like I said, I'm recording this video Wednesday night, so I do not know if he will play on Saturday or on Sunday. I hope he does. Ricky Pearsall, same thing, did not practice Wednesday. Hopefully he plays on Sunday. But if they do not practice tomorrow, when you guys are watching this video on Thursday, it is very likely they will both not play, which is unfortunately for the 49er offense. Now let's get into my game prediction. The 49ers right now sit at a 4.5 point underdog on ESPN, a 3.5 underdog on underdog. On underdog, I am going to be taking Niners plus 3.5. I think the Niners win this game 23-20 and upset the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly and go on to the divisional round. That is my official prediction. If you guys think, subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.